Hello everyone. This is the first part in a series of instructional videos on the use of the L9100 series column air gauge manufactured by Lance Instruments. It is designed to assist you in the operation of the series R10 columns, which have an LCD color display on the signal conditioning module, as you can see here. In this first video, we will discuss the physical parameters of the column and try to show you all of the connectors and the controls for the unit. And we will proceed with the videos from the perspective that some of you may not have a high degree of familiarity with the column, or perhaps with air gauging processes in general. So let's begin with a description of its usage. The L9100 column gauge is an instrument which is used in conjunction with an air gauging fixture to display measured values of parts precisely and quickly. It uses pneumatic back pressure to provide a reliable means of measuring complex part shapes for dimensions such as inner or outer diameters, concentricity, parallelism, flatness, etc. Measurement resolutions are as small as 1/100,000th of an inch, or 0.2 micrometers. And there are two main displays. The top one is a bar light display with 100 segments, and 4 common scales are provided. These insert into a scale holder on the right-hand side, as you can see in this video. The lower display is a backlit LCD screen, which displays the digital part value in real time, as well as serving as a programming menu screen. The cabinet is a sturdy steel case, 21 inches high by 2 inches wide by 8.7 inches deep. The column runs off standard 120 volts AC and power consumption is about 20 watts. Below the digital display panel are 4 push buttons. These are used in an operational mode for specific column functions and in a programming mode to provide a means of user entry. Below this are 2 multi-turn knobs which control the pneumatic aspects of the column. The upper one is a spread control, which determines the pneumatic gain or signal amplification of the column, and the lower one is a zero control, which allows the user to position the display once a part is in place. These controls are used to master, or in other words, calibrate the column using a min master and a max master in the gauging fixture. Once an initial calibration is done using these controls, routine mastering can be done by using a menu-driven function, which is called auto mastering. At the bottom of the column is a tooling air connector, which is where the air supply from the column is fed to the associated gauging fixture. It is a 7/16 20 thread with a number 4 flare fitting. The nominal or standard operating center pressure of the column is 24 psi. The column is mounted vertically using provided mounting feet, which are attached to the bottom of the column. One or more pairs of mounting feet can be used to attach several columns side by side to create a bank of them for viewing several dimensions simultaneously. There is also a small bracket which can be fitted at the top rear of the columns in a bank to provide additional stability. On the rear of the column at the top is a fuse holder, which you should ordinarily not have to touch. Below this is an AC receptacle, which allows adjacent columns to be interconnected for AC power, so that only one column in a bank has to go to an AC outlet. The AC line cord is below this, and the cord we usually provide is a short one for interconnection purposes. It is the user's responsibility to ensure that the outlet which the column is plugged into is a properly grounded U-type receptacle. For foreign jurisdictions, we can also provide 230-volt operation with standard European-style plugs and sockets. Next, there is a 9-pin DB9 female connector, which provides digital output of measured values when connected to an exterior device or computer. Below this, there are two 6-pin modular connectors. These are for special functions, and if the user wishes to have external control of some functions. And they are also used for daisy chaining columns together to provide serial data output of multiple columns with one button press. The next 5 connectors are DIN connectors. The top one is a status out connector, which provides the user with OK, high, and low condition indications. These can either be in the standard form of a 5-volt DC signal output, or by special order, a hard contact or a solid-state relay output. The next connector is analog out. This provides the user with a varying DC voltage output, which tracks the front display panel. When the bar display is at the bottom, the DC out is a nominal -5 volts, and it rises in 0.1 volt increments to the top of the display, where the output will be +5 volts. It also has connections for initiating a data read, an external auto master, or a TIR reset. The next 2 DIN connectors are not used with the air columns. They are specific to LVDT probe columns, which will be discussed in another video. The bottom DIN connector is an aux connector. This allows for connecting external devices to the electronic input of the column for special applications. And the last item at the bottom is a pneumatic connector, similar to the one on the column front, but this is the connection for air supply to the column. It also has a 7/16 20 thread with a number 4 flare. The supply to the column needs to be a minimum of 80 psi and a maximum of 150 psi. The air supply needs to be free of contaminants, and so we recommend using a filter which is capable of filtering out solid materials, oil, and water. L9100 columns are intended for indoor use only in a temperature range of between 50 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or 10 to 38 degrees C. To move a column, turn off the air supply and unplug the electric cord. Disconnect all pneumatic and electric cables which may be attached. If the column is mounted to a bench, remove the hardware and lift using both hands, avoiding impacting the column in any way, and also avoid placing any pressure on the front Lexan panels. If the column has been calibrated, avoid touching the pneumatic controls. Columns should be mounted in a secure fashion to a flat, level surface, which is free from vibration. Do not cover the ventilation holes on the rear with any labels or other materials. And very important, avoid mounting columns where they will be subject to either liquid or solid materials being sprayed out or ejected from the manufacturing process. Some oils and liquids will over time chemically attack the panel materials or labels, and if they enter the columns, can become conductive and cause damage or improper operation of the columns. To clean the metal cabinet, use detergent-based cleaners. Never use solvents on the Lexan panels or over screened lettering. Well, thank you for watching this video today. The next video will begin to show how a column is to be programmed. Thank you.